Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about LaTeX Lesson 3. My goal for this one is to start talking more about symbols and things that you can use in here. Okay, so I just have the common packages from Lesson 1 right now. So I'd like to start with new page. I know I've mentioned that before. And then I want to do, maybe I want to say the table of contents before that. So I don't really have any contents yet, so it probably won't do anything. But if I now say section, and then I say something like, if I say text. So now I have contents, I have text here, boom. And then you can also have subsections. So subsection, maybe I'll just say hello, and then you can even do subsection. I'll say world. So see how they make these little titles for you. They indent up here. Okay. So with text, we've already talked a bit about that. I'll just copy and paste that from lesson 1. Okay, so I decided to rename this the LaTeX Math 299 symbol document, or symbols document, my apologies. Because I'm assuming we're probably going to want to keep coming back to this again and again and again. So I copied and pasted some of the things that I already taught you from the first lesson about how to underline, bold, all those kinds of things. So we have that here. So now what I personally like to do, and I learned this from a professor for my RU, is so you can comment out, maybe you could do a bunch of them where all you need is one, and then I just do a bunch of lines. So this really helps because this is going to be like the only thing in your text document that's going to be blue. So when you're scrolling through really fast, you can tell where one section ends and the other one starts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a section, and I'm going to call it sets. Okay, because I'm going to talk about how to make sets in LaTeX, and then also some important sets that we use a lot. I also thought I would mention my indenting. That's not what's making this indent. Whenever you start a new section or subsection, the first line will be right in line, and then the next ones will be indented. At least if you're in the document class article, that's what will happen. But I'm just indenting them to keep them separate. Okay, so I said in another lesson that if we want this bracket, we need to put the backslash in front of it, so command bracket. So let's say X in a, and then, so this is our line for such that, or you could use colon, colon. But what I like to do is I like to do these things. So here, I know I'm throwing a lot at you all at once. Such that, let's say, X not in, okay, for two sets A and B. I don't know, just making it up on the fly. So these things, this backslash comma, that gives a little bit of spacing. Okay, so the spacing in math mode is a lot smaller than the spacing outside of math mode, so just be aware of that. So let me show you, if I delete that, look at how much closer it is, which is fine, but just personally, I don't like that. So oops. So I like to put them in. So the in symbol, the not in symbol, let's do those separately. Okay, and then we also have our subset. So this is what might be a little bit confusing with the definitions that we use in our class. So our version of subset, we actually call it subset eq in LaTeX. So what this means is it's either a strict subset or it's equal, right? So we still have both options here. That's why you have the EQ, is for that line underneath, because it still could be equal. Okay, so then if we want strict subset, we just do subset. So I thought it might be helpful. I haven't recompiled on this side, so this is still our old document. But I thought it might be helpful to look at a document that I use. So look, I have like 1 million packages, and then I have a bunch of new commands. So I love recommanding things. And then I also change my sections and subsections. I like them to be different colors, so when I'm scrolling through, it's obvious which one's which. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to do some new commands. So I love these kinds of commands. So let me show you what I mean by that. Where's one that we use a lot? So these are two that we use a lot. And what's nice is I could just copy, and then I can go here to our document, and now I'm going to oh, oops, sorry, it needs to be before the document begins. Okay, so maybe I'll put it here. Okay, so now what I'm saying here is I want a new command that \QQ, capital QQ, okay, capitals matter, is the same as math blackboard bold of the letter Q. Okay, and similarly for R. So I like to do that for all my commonly used sets. Okay, so let me show you if I do that, and then if I do this, what that looks like. So see, so this is kind of like our Blackboard bold. You can do some different fonts, I believe. You can look that up on Google. I haven't really gotten into that too much because I don't mind how these look. But let's say you wanted to do the integers, okay? And you just say, okay, \ZZ, just like Danica taught me. Well, that's not defined as anything because we haven't defined it yet. So what we would do if we wanted that, so one thing is you don't have to do all this craziness that I'm talking about. You could just do math blackboard bold, that's what the BB stands for, and then just do Z. Oops, oh, sorry, I forgot. You need to put it in the math mode, so within $signs. Okay, so see, so it's the same kind of pattern, but I don't want to have to type that every single time, so that's why I like this command. And I like the doubleness of it, so that it's very specific. So if later on, if I wanted \Z to just be like a cursive Z or something, then I can still do that. Okay, so here's new command. Just, oops. So see how they give me these options? So I want that one. I want 2 sets of brackets. So in the first one, I say what my new command is going to be. Then my second one is I'm saying what that's going to look like. Okay. So now, if I go down here, now I can do CZ, and I get that. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, I went ahead and labeled them and then also added natural numbers as a new command. Okay, and then I realized I haven't even talked about stuff with numbers yet. So let's say you want to write a fraction, but this looks ugly to you. Okay. So what you could do is you could write frac, and then it's going to have these 2 sets of parentheses. So the first one is what is the numerator, and the second one is the denominator. What else you might be thinking about, but also beware, it does make it a little bit smaller, the font. You can make the font on your document bigger, and then that helps, but okay. So how about if I wanted to say like a to the x, okay? I'm going to hit the little caret, I'm going to hit x, okay? But how about like a to the 2x? Let's see what happens when I type that. Oh no, it didn't put everything up top. It only put the 2 with in the exponent. So exponent, all it looks at is the very next thing, unless you put these brackets. Okay, so remember, if you have a left bracket, you always have to have a right bracket as well, or else LaTeX isn't understanding what you're trying to do. So whatever I want to be in my exponent, I put it inside of brackets. So if I only want one thing, so maybe I did want a to the x times, like, I don't know, b. Okay, then I could do this. You know, it might cause for weird reading, so I would typically put a space because I oftentimes read over on this side as well as this side. Okay, but if you only want one thing in your exponent, you can do that. Or if you want multiple things, you can do this, and then afterwards, then you could write the b. Okay, so how about you saw before in one of my proofs, I talked about like enumerating things. So p sub I. Oh, what happened? Oh, it's on the next page. I missed that. Okay. Oh, no, I lost it again. Okay. So see how it makes it like this lower index? So once again, it's a very similar thing of if you wanted p sub 2I, you still have to put the brackets around it because it's only going to look at the first element that you put next to it. So how about things that are usually like higher or lower? So like if I just talk about like if I want to do a upper star for some reason. Oh, I'm not typing. Okay. A upper star. Okay, you might be thinking, well, when I type that, it is always higher. But in math mode, it just brings it to normal. So if I wanted a upper star for some reason, you would do it like that. If you maybe want text, how about let's say the 3rd? So like maybe you're talking about a month or something. So what you can do is you can / text and then write RD. Okay, so text just puts normal text inside of math mode. Okay, when you're outside of math mode, you don't need it. So what I mean is outside these $signs. But when you are in math mode, you do. So now you might be wondering, well, Danica, before you said if I wanted to talk about multiple things, I had to put parentheses or brackets around it, but you didn't have to put brackets around this. Well, the computer reads it as one thing because it's one command. Okay, so if I wanted to say 3rd 2 for some odd reason, then I would have to put brackets around it to get everything up there. I don't know why you would want to do that, but, you know, to each their own. Okay, so something that I came up with because I was always so frustrated, I have to talk about like the nth of something, right? So then you have to type out text and then you have to do th and then that. So I always found that very bothersome. If it's not to you, that's understandable, but this is supposed to be, I'm just trying to teach us another lesson. So I'm going to make a new command and I'm going to say whenever, I'm telling the computer anytime I write th, \th, I mean text th. So hopefully now that solves my problem. I don't have to write all this every time. All I have to do is \th. Okay, great. Or at least I think great. So let's try it. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh, something went wrong. So to problem solve this, what I do is I comment this out, and now I see what happens. In some packages, it's theta. So here it's just nothing, apparently, and it's just not letting me let it be anything either. So what we're going to do is we're going to, okay, So what we're going to do is we're going to what's called relax this command. So basically what I'm going to do is tell the computer, hey, whenever you see this command, throw it out. Whatever idea you have of this command, throw it out. Okay, so what it is /let, and then the thing that you want to relax, so /th for us, and then equals, and then /relax. So /relax is already a command that the computer knows. So I'm doing that. And so this is, I believe, important where you put this. So you want the computer to let this command be relaxed, and then you make the new command. Okay, so now if I recompile, it should work. There we go. Let's try it. Let's see what happens if I put it after. I'm not sure if I've ever tried that before. Let's see, does this still work? Ooh, it doesn't. Okay, so it does matter. Little problem solving there. But yeah, that is kind of how LaTeX goes, is you just play around with it, you know, and I found this out from the internet, you know, that wasn't from trial and error. I was on some person's blog or something. They taught me how to do that. Okay, that's all I'm going to talk about today.